All right, back again. Got some painting to do today. I've pretty much done all the electrical and everything I can downstairs under the bus. I'm at a point where I need to start getting some walls or some structure inside the bus so I can continue with the electrical work. So in order to put my walls up and things like that, I need to do a bit of painting inside the bus. So what I'm going to do is just clean this floor out, clean the inside of the bus out, vacuum it, and then I've got a tin of some paint, some waterproofing sealer that I'm going to paint all over the floor top, but I think it's probably best to do that just while I haven't got the main floor in yet. I've just got the subfloor down. Paint that, just protect it, just in case there is any water spills or anything in the future. So I'm going to paint all the floor of the bus, and also paint all the timbers that go for my framing. So I've obviously got to frame the inside of the bus, so just frame along some of the walls, which I can show you later when I'm doing that, but frame the roof. So all those strips that I'm going to use to do that, I'm going to paint those as well. So pretty much a day of painting and nothing much else. Right, so this is the paint we're using. It's just outdoor exterior paint. It's waterproof paint. It's also got some good mold preventative additives to it, so I guess good for keeping out mold and also waterproofing this floor. Finished the first coat of sealing this floor. I'll give you a quick look. So yeah, it's just one coat done. So while I'm waiting for that to dry, the inside of the bus, I'm going to just start painting all these framing strips that I've got cut out. So I've got to frame all the walls and the ceiling inside the bus now, so I'm going to use actually looked at different timber types, but I'm going to use some 19mm plywood, construction ply, and yeah, just cut that into strips 2 inches wide, so actually makes it a bit more bendy. I can maneuver it and bend it around some of the curves in the bus, and yeah, I think it'd be better than say using just a straight piece of 70 by 35 pine or something like that doesn't have much give, and it's much cheaper this way to cut it into strips. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So yeah, just strips like that. I'm just ripping strips straight off a big sheet of ply, a couple inches wide, and I'll be mounting them around the bus. But yeah, I'm going to paint them now, so I'll paint all these just like I painted the floor, and yeah, just paint all of that, so when I mount this, at least I know these framing timbers have been sealed as well. Yeah, we shouldn't have any issues, so I'll get on with it. Righto, wrapping up another day. All my framing strips, they're now painted, so they're just drying at the moment. Another half hour, so I'll put them away. But yeah, just packing up at the moment. So inside the bus is pretty much dry. Probably give it another 20 minutes or so, and then I'll walk in and actually close all the windows. I've left them all open, so need to wait for it to dry obviously before I get in and close them up. But yeah, anyway, that's one coat. Thought I might get the second coat today, but yeah, can't be bothered at the moment. So that's today's job's done. Yeah, so come back again, do a second coat, and then start framing out those walls. Righto, so I'm here continuing the framing of the bus walls today. So I thought I've got heaps to go, but I thought I'd just give a quick update of where I'm at and how I'm doing it. So I think I mentioned the other day, I put these little strips that I cut, 50mm strips, 19mm plywood, and I've just screwed them to the frame of the bus, just all the way along. So all the way along the bus, on the chair rail, and also at the it's not that staying out, and also on the floor. Okay, so I've done it on the floor here as well. You can see they're on the floor. They're screwed into the wall. So what the plan is now is to take these strips that I ripped yesterday or the other day, and just now screw them straight to those blocks like that. Same on the ground and all the way along the bus. So at the bottom level, the middle chair rail level, and also at the window level. And what that'll do is it's going to give me a surface, of sort of a flat surface when I'm mounting my wall panels. So whether that be my ply or tongue and groove or whatever I choose to line the wall with, it's going to give me a flat surface up here that I can screw into at 3 points to secure those panels. The good thing too is doing it this way, it gives me a cavity behind this wall. So if you imagine my panel is up there, I've actually got this bit of cavity in here that I can run cabling through, and pipe work and things like that, water pipes, things that I want to keep hidden. So that's one advantage also. So I'll keep moving forward, start screwing these long strips in, and yeah, see how it goes. Alright, so managed to get two, I guess, levels of the wall framing done. So I've got the bottom and the middle rail framed all the way along the bus, and some on the other side. So that's all in. Look at these two out here working, hey? How long's it taken to get you out here? 7 months? Come on, let's go.
This bus is going to be so epic. I can feel you filming me. So you can't film this.
Righto, the wall framing is finished. I've been working on for the last couple of days, so it's good to get that out of the way. So I'll give you a quick squeeze. So yeah, that's the 3 levels: floor, chair rail, and window sill, I guess, on both sides. So now it's onto the roof. So I've just been sitting here trying to look at how I'm going to frame this roof up. Obviously I want to put some timber framing up there to mount my ceiling paneling to. But I think I'm going to use, possibly going to be using like a slatted timber, like a tongue and groove or a timber board of some sort, to run lengthways, long ways along the bus. So I think my only option is I just need to run this timber framing crossways across the bus, and I'll probably do that on all of the bus ribs. So as you can see, that rib going across the bus there, so I'll do one on that, on the next one, so there, run that across there, just for every rib in the bus. And I'll probably do some in between as well, because for example that window there, it's only like an 850 window, so the distance between the ribs on the roof is only 800mm, 850mm. So that's not too bad of a gap. But for example, this window here, it's almost 1.8 meters long, so I don't think I'd have the roof just hanging over that distance. So I might just put another support up in between two ribs for the larger windows. So but yeah, so I'm still going to use the same timber as I was using for the framing on the walls, because it's quite flexible. So it's going to let me follow the shape of that roof quite nicely. And yeah, being structural pine, it's still strong enough to handle whatever you're fixing to it. So 19mm thick. But yeah, so that's the plan. So I'll just work out how I'm going to put these ribs. Where I'm going to put all these timber frames, and go and buy some more sheets of ply and just start ripping that up again. I've run out of timber, so I can't do any more today. Not on the roof anyway. But yeah, it's coming along. So when I get the timber and I come back and get a few up there, I'll show you again where I'm at. So job today, I'm going to start framing this roof, but I need to just give it a bit of a clean first, because it's still got all the adhesive and the glue, from where the roof panels were. So I'll spend a couple of hours just getting that off and getting that clean, and then yeah, start with the framing. Right, halfway through doing this roof. It's bloody killer. It's like a gym workout, holding that grinder above your head for continuously is bloody hard. Anyway, I'm taking a break. I'm going to go and do something different. I'm going to rip some more timber strips for the roof, and then come back and finish the other half when I'm done that. Alright, just sitting in the car having a quick bite to eat, but I thought I'd just mention I had the buy of the century this morning, I reckon. I was at Bunnings and I was getting some more a sheet of ply, 2400 by 1200 ply, 19mm, and normally that stuff's worth about 110 bucks, right, for the sheet. And in Bunnings they always have the ply in stacks, like packs of maybe 20 sheets stacked up together and strapped down tight. But anyway, there's a new stack and I was pulling the top one off, and they call the top one like a cover sheet, like it's a piece of waste scrap piece, because it's exposed to the weather, and it's got marks on it, and strap marks have squashed in the edges and things like that. So to Bunnings they treat it as scrap, and I didn't know this, and I was just pulling it off anyway, just to put it to the side so I could look at the ones underneath it. And because you don't buy that one anyway, but I was looking at the one underneath it, and the guy come around, he goes, "Oh, I'll do you a deal on that top piece." And I said, "Oh, what do you mean?" He goes, "Oh, well, I'll give it to you cheapo if you're interested in this top piece." And like, I was interested straight away, because I looked at it, there was nothing wrong with it. It just had a couple of little marks on it, and I was only going to rip it into 2-inch strips so I could do the framing on the roof. So, and it was never going to be seen because it's hidden by roof panels. So I was like, "Yeah, mate, how much would you sell it for?" And he thought for a couple of minutes, or a couple of seconds, and he goes, "Oh, how's $5 sound?" And I went, "Done, I'll take it, $5. So he wrote a docket and put it on the system, and I got it cut up so I could fit it in the car, and went to the counter to pay for it. And the lady looked it up and she goes, "Oh, you've got the piece of I guess scrap timber, what they call it." She goes, "Oh, I'll do you a discount on that, I'll drop it down a little bit for you." She dropped it to $1.50. So I was like, I got $110, $12 piece of sheet ply for $1.50. So I was like, perfect. Righto, so this is my buy of the century, my $1.50 sheet of ply that I've ripped up. So it's time to paint it now. So I'll get another coat of paint on it before I take it inside. Hello, we're out at the bus again. What we're doing today is going to paint these roof frames. So got Lisa out here helping me today. Say hello.
Hello.
Right, so what we're doing is yeah. So we there's a what? A horse. Okay, so what we've done is we've Lisa's been pulling all the insulation off the roof. Just the bats, I guess they were stuck on, but they were easy to scrape off, so we'll probably be able to glue them back on if we choose to reuse them again. But just makes it easier to paint. We don't have the insulation in the way when we're painting. But yeah, we're going to paint all of pretty much when we did the bus and we started the project, we did all the bottom half of the bus, all the flooring, all the walls, as you can see by the red paint there, and I pretty much stopped at the window sills. So now that we're inside the bus and we're moving up to the top, we're going to seal or put some primer on all of these unpainted parts of the steel. So just all the window frames, all the roof. So yeah, a fair bit of painting, just to, I guess, protect it like we did with the bottom. But yeah, so we've got to get all this insulation off the roof and get started on that. I've just been taping up the windows, just so we can paint these strips. The window sills there, nice and easy without getting paint all over the windows. I'm a pretty shit painter. But yeah, so that's what we're doing at the moment, and that should see us out for the day. Right, so I've actually just finished the second coat of primer on the inside of the bus for the windows and the roof. So probably can't see too much there, but she's all coated and protected. So that took bloody forever. Yeah, kudos to anyone that actually likes painting, but I hate it. It's like the worst job I can do. But anyway, that painting's done, and now it's I'm probably able to start putting I guess the framing strips on the roof, which is something I've been saying for about a week and a half now. But one thing I've noticed with building a bus is every time you plan to do something, there's always 2 or 3 things that need to be done first. So you've always got to be planning ahead, and I've planned pretty well for this project, but there's still things that pop up that you can't plan for, and you just have to be, I guess, dynamic and adjust to it. So and this, I guess the roof framing is a perfect example. You know, I came in the other day and said I was ready to go, and then I looked at the floor, and I hadn't sealed the floor, so the framing went on hold and I sealed the floor. Then I you know, put the framing on the walls, went to frame the ceiling and realised I hadn't primed the steel frames on the roof. So had to pull all the bats out of the way because they were in the way of painting, and yeah, so then I had to prime the steel frames, which I've only just finished, and now I think I can get on to actually putting those frames on the roof. So yeah, you've got to be thinking ahead with this job, 2 or 3 steps ahead. But no, it's all good fun. So I'll get on to that now and put a few timbers up there and see how they look. still going ahead here with the framing on the roof. It's been, I guess, a bit of trial and error over the last few days. I've made a decision, changed my mind, done it a different way, changed my mind again. So it was all related to getting that center framing piece that I was trying to put up to line up on the edges. I was explaining in another video, but so what I did, this was my first mod. Okay, so I wasn't happy with how it was originally, so I built this little frame, but it did what it was meant to do. It's strong, but the problem I had was the beam that came over the top. It didn't line up here very well. Well, it was all right, but I had to find a certain way to put a bracket in there, and the bracket was kind of proven to be a bit hard and a bit awkward. So after many other templates and thoughts, I've come up with this. So as you can see, the difference with the two, not much difference, but this one here is pretty much just your box. It's all squares, 90 degrees. This one here, it's on a bit of an angle, so it fits the shape of the bus a little bit better. Stays sort of flat, level with the structure of the bus frame there. But the good thing with this method is, because I've made the pieces a little bit higher and closer to the roof, up here, when this beam, or this piece of timber that I was having difficulties with comes across, there we go, it lines up nicely with the top of that frame that I just built. So I just put a block in there and then some screws up into there, and that'll secure that one. There you can see it on the other side. I've done the same. None of them are fixed in yet, but and the easy thing it is, it's easy to line up, because I can run down the end of the bus, and just look, eyeball the roof structure, and you can see that these frames are, or these pieces of timber are actually quite parallel with the bus frame. So yeah, happy with that. So I know I said that before, but I think this time I actually am, and so now it's just a matter of making more like this, more of this sort, and yeah, continuing through the whole bus. And now, one of the other things that I've actually decided to do with this, like the way I've done this, these corner pieces, is I can use the shape of it right in here when my paneling goes up across the front here. Right, so you imagine that just being panelled in with a sheet of ply or whatever it is. It actually makes a good surface for me to mount my fuse panels in, and also my LCD screen for monitoring the bus electrics and all that kind of stuff, water levels and things like that. So as well as it can be for some storage, so I could put a couple of little drawers on there, or little cupboard doors, just for little nooks and crannies to stuff things in. And also it lets me, at the back here, gives me a really good sort of area to do my cable management. So I can pin those up, whatever cables I run through the bus, wiring, lighting, gives me a structure that I can pin it all the way through the bus, and yeah, make it quite neat. So yeah, happy days. Yeah, the framing's coming along. Takes a while to build these little frames, but as you can see, that's pretty much the front of the bus. I just haven't done that first one, but done all the way along the side to the back, and on the other side. I've still got a couple of spots at the back to do, probably another 3 or 4 frames, and then I've got to put all the crossovers that go in the middle of the what do you call them, bus ribs. So getting there. Once I get these frames done, it shouldn't be too much more to do. So I'll back tomorrow and keep going. This framing's taken forever. Two little frames to go, so let's have a look. I've done all the way to the back except the section right. So as you can see, all the framing's done all the way. And the other side. I've run out of timber again, so I need to come back with a bit more to do this section at the front, just these two front pieces, and also the crossover pieces. I think I'll put maybe even two pieces, two crossovers between the ribs, because I was thinking I don't actually know where my walls are going to go. I know they're coming out from the bus where the windows join. So I'm definitely having a wall here, you know, for example, there, but how far out the wall comes into the bus, you know, I'm not 100% sure. So the more, I guess, supports I put across the bus, then when I decide where my wall's going to go, I've always got those cross supports that I can mount the top of my walls to. So I think I'm going to do that. Just get another sheet. Hopefully it's $1.50 sheet. But yeah, put some more of those cross pieces in. Maybe two per rib, two between each rib, and that'll really cover me for anything I want to mount. Almost there. Almost there. Big job. Didn't think it was going to be this big. I thought it was going to be yeah, a bit simpler, a bit less time consuming, but yeah, it was a bit, I won't say difficult, but it was just a bit of thought went into it, and yeah, it just took a lot longer than I thought. So, but anyway, I'm getting there. Hopefully I can have this knocked over in a couple of days, and then on to the you know, the next bit, which will probably right. So almost done with this framing out the roof and the walls in this bus. It's taken a long time, but almost done. I've just got a few little blocks to put up. I'll give you a quick look at where I'm at. So yeah, if you can see down the bus, pretty much got all the framework down, both sides. Yeah, all my cross ribs, timber cross beams have put in across the bus between the ribs. Looks like a fair bit of timber, I guess there is, but you know, I think it'll definitely do the job. And the only other, I guess I might need to put some more timber just when I cut out my hole in the roof for the Max air fans. Obviously I'll have to frame around that, around those holes. But yeah, pretty much all I need to do now is just go around and just put a few blocks in. Just line these get these in parallel with the roof structure, and just put blocks in under here, and then just screw it in. But yeah, that can be for another day. So, but yeah, no, she's taking a while, but I think that looks alright. And one of the reasons I've put quite a few of these cross beams in. As I said before, I'm not 100% sure how wide my rooms are going to be, so I don't know where my walls are, but having all of these I guess different cross beams to mount into all the way along the bus. Any wall that I do put up, if I decide to put it here, I can mount in and bolt it into these ones. If I put it a bit wider, I've still got these supports to mount my walls to. So yeah, that's it. So hopefully on to the next project.